Stop. Speech off. Hey guys, it's Grace. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing amazing. I'm really hyped because I had 2 cups of coffee today and I'm just I'm just really in a silly, goofy, happy, positive mood. Oh man. Okay. So I wanted to come on here and do a video for y'all. So I promised that each Wednesday I would still be doing the miracle, well, not miracle, but I would still be doing the prayer request videos. And I also wanted to do a new video, which might interest some of y'all. And it's to talk about my mental health and what I do to kind of reduce that. So, I unfortunately have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, PTSD episodes, and PTSD flashbacks. Now, I used to have depression and I kicked the devil's ass into the ground, and I'm not depressed anymore, and I don't have depression anymore. And my family's been really proud of me. My friends have been really proud of me. So yeah, it's been a big accomplishment for me. So yeah. But anxiety and the PTSD I'm still working on. Now, some people think I have bipolar, other people don't. I don't really know. I've heard different things from different doctors, and at this point I would like to get tested for it, but at the same time I don't, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I do have anxiety disorder, which means I get anxiety attacks and panic attacks. So I want to talk about what the difference is. Anxiety attacks is when you are absolutely anxious about something in that moment and you know what it is about. So for example, last night I was anxious. But I didn't have an anxiety attack, which is weird. I was anxious, but I didn't know what I was anxious about. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, I told you guys what anxiety attacks are about. Now, panic attacks are when you're still anxious about something, but you don't know about what. Now, fortunately, I had a panic attack last night. But thankfully, I had 2 amazing people on FaceTime with me, and I also had a PTSD episode, and I was crying a lot. But thankfully, like I already said, I had 2 amazing people there to support me on FaceTime. So, Austin and Hunter, if you ever listen to this, thank you for being there for me. I really appreciate it, and you have no idea how much that truly means to me. Because I'm going to tell all my viewers this. Viewers, I hope you are listening up. I hope you got your listening ears on. No one has ever stayed on the phone with me for an hour. I think it was an hour last night. It might have been longer. Being there for me, telling me it's okay, telling me that I'm doing a good job, telling me that it's okay to cry, X, Y, and Z. So, yeah. But anyways, anxiety disorder, like I told you already, it's both anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And what I do to try to get out of those, well, I'll talk to family and friends. I'll listen to music. I will do meditation. I'll listen to Christian music. Or I will go get my nails done. Or I will work out. Or what else? I'm trying to think. Do a face mask or catch up on my favorite show. So that's what helps me get out of anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Now, I don't really know how to describe the difference between PTSD episodes and PTSD flashbacks. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat. But I will tell you this. If you have PTSD and you know you have depressing music or depressing audio messages or depressing videos, whether they're on your photo library, YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, delete that crap right now, because I'm going to tell you something from experience. I experienced this last year. It does not help with that kind of stuff. Here's why. It makes whatever you're having, whether it's an anxiety attack, a panic attack, or a PTSD episode or a PTSD flashback, not only 100 times worse, but 1,000 times worse. So my best advice to everyone is to delete that crap, because it will make you stronger. I promise you. In fact, the reason I am not depressed anymore, and the reason I don't have depression anymore, is because I've started deleting that stuff. Slowly but surely. I don't do it all at once. And it's made me so much stronger. So that's what I have to say about that. Also, I want to address something in this mental health video. So there is a subscriber by the name of 123 Prodigy, and I appreciate all your feedback, by the way. But I do need to mention something. And I need all of y'all to listen very, very closely. Last year was the worst year I've had in probably 3 years. Here's why. So, I went to a work program, And although there were a lot of pros and a lot of things that I advanced from, or a simpler way to say that is, there were a lot of things that were amazing and absolutely incredible. But one thing that wasn't good is my anxiety and my depression and my PTSD all went down the friggin' drain. And because of that, I think I've talked about my syndrome before on the channel, but if not, I'll refresh your memory. So, I have BBS. To make a short story, let me try that again. Really tongue-tied? To make a long story short, there we go. I was born with 12 fingers and 12 toes. I had them removed when I was 8 months old, and I had to get a TAP scan. I think that's what it's called. And my dad wouldn't leave the room. Doctors kept asking him, "Sir, you need to leave the room." "I'm not leaving." "Need to leave the room." "I'm not leaving." Probably 10 times, and then the doctor's like, "All right, fine, you can stay." Because my dad knew that something was wrong with me because of my extra digits, and it was the first time my mom ever went out, like, since she was pregnant with me. So, he just didn't want to leave because he was afraid. And honestly, I was afraid too. So, fast forward, I was 8 months when I had the fingers removed. So 4 plus 12 is 16. Right? Because that would be 2 years, yeah. And then, 16. So, fast forward 22 months later, when I'm 2.5 years old, and I am having a physical with my PhD at the time, and they told my mom, "Hannah, what are you feeding her?" And my mom said, "I'm not stupid, I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah." And my mom and the doctor obviously knew I was blowing up. Like, it was horrid. So my PhD said, "Okay, like, don't stress. We're gonna rush her up to Children's Hospital." And I was there for about, I think it was a month or 2 months. It was something like that. It was a long time. And they found out I have BBS, which is attached to my eyesight condition, which is RP, which is retinitis pigmentosa. But anyways, back to what I was going to say. So, with BBS, you can gain weight very easily, and you cannot lose it very quickly. Depending on the gene and depending on the person, there's other variables, but it just depends on the person and everything. Not all of the other symptoms are for everyone. It just kind of depends on, what they've gone through with the syndrome and what gene they have and everything like that. So anyways, and this is how it's going to connect to what I was saying before. Sorry, I got tongue-tied again. Because my anxiety, my depression, and my PTSD finally were flushed down the toilet and were at an all-time high. Oh yeah, you know what I turned to? Food. You know what food does? makes me gain weight. So yeah, I was eating all junk food. I'll give you examples. Muffins, cookies, chips, Cheez-Its. Basically everything that there was in my dorm I was eating. Oh yeah, it was horrible. So, unfortunately, I had to get my big girl pants on and face the music, as you would like to say, and I had a talk with my parents, and normally when I do about my syndrome, I tend to either get emotional and start crying, or I get dismissive and get kind of bitchy. Pardon my French, but it's true. Which is something I'm working on. Not being bitchy, just being dismissive. But anyways, I get like that, and I also sometimes just get quiet or I walk away from the situation. But I didn't do any of that except for cry a little bit. But, you know, we just came up with a game plan. Because, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I was on an injection to make me less hungry. And unfortunately, last year it stopped working. So that's also why I gained a lot of weight. Plus, eating junk food didn't help it, you know. So both of those things combined, plus all those things going down the toilet and being at an all-time high, yeah, that didn't help at all. So my parents and I talked. I had 2 weeks to get my crap together or I would have to leave my program. And guess what happened? I tried losing weight and I just was too tempted in that environment. So I left and it was hard. It was the heaviest I ever was. And my mental health wasn't good, but I'm a lot happier now. I'm in a better place. I'm not depressed at all, not one bit. There's times where I'll still get sad and I'll need to cry for a little while, but depression is not in my life anymore. I told it to get lost and it didn't listen to me. So you know what I did? I kicked the depression and Satan into burning hell because that's where depression and Satan belong. Now, in October, I asked my MCB counselor, and if you guys don't know what MCB stands for, it stands for Massive... I can't talk. Oh my good lord. Let me try that again. If y'all don't know what MCB stands for, it stands for Massachusetts Commission for the Blind. And we were already having a meeting about all my updates and everything. So I just figured, hey, heck, why not? I'll ask about it. So I said, hey, Amy, is there any way to set me up with a counselor? And she didn't hear me because she was, I think, getting she was getting some kind of drink. I don't remember what, though. Was it iced tea or was it lemonade? I don't remember. because we've met at this coffee shop in downtown. And they have both iced tea and lemonade, but I just don't remember what she got. So anyway, my mom asked her, because my mom's like my biggest advocate, because my MCB counselor couldn't hear me, like I already said. So she said, yeah, of course. I'm sorry I didn't hear you, but yes, we can absolutely do that. And so, she sent me, information on a woman who is, in her mid 40s, and she is completely blind. And so I called and I said that I was interested in doing therapy, and we just clicked right away. It was really weird. Like, I've never clicked with a therapist like that. Like the first time. Normally I've been super nervous and shaky and anxious and scared and worried. I didn't feel any of that. It was weird. So anyways, we talked on the phone and we booked our first session, which was at the end of November. It was like the second to last week of November. And then we had one the last week of November, right after Thanksgiving. And then we had a session the first week of December, the second week of December, and then the third week of December. And then the last week she was off for holidays. And then we've had a session every Wednesday this month. And it's really helped me with my anxiety and my PTSD and my panic attacks, of course, too. But I just want everyone to know a couple things. One, you can't always think that someone is crying or upset or anxious or whatever. You gotta ask them. So that's number one. Number two, if anyone ever needs me, please just call me or text me or send a message on Messenger or send a message on TikTok or a message on Instagram or a message on WhatsApp or an email. I'm here for everyone. And I want everyone to know that on this channel, you can always come to me. Because I've gone through so much stuff in my life. It's not even funny. You know? Anxiety and anxiety disorder and panic attacks and PTSD and trauma are they're a lot, dude. And sometimes it can make you super, all over the place. So I get it. Now I'm working on managing my anxiety, my panic attacks, and my PTSD episodes and PTSD flashbacks with my therapist. In fact, I feel a lot less anxious ever since we started working with her. Now, of course, there's some things that I'm still working through that are still making me a bit anxious. But before her and I met, I was at a level 13 with my anxiety and panic attacks and anxiety disorder and PTSD episodes / flashbacks and trauma. With my anxiety and panic attacks, I'm at a level 10. Same thing with anxiety disorder. PTSD episodes and PTSD flashbacks, I'm at a level 8. And trauma, I am at a level 11. So I've come a long way. That's my point there. Number 3, I pray every single day. Not only for myself, but for everyone. For my family, my friends, my other half, and for other people. But I want you to know, if you ever need a prayer, say Jesus's. I can't say that right for some reason. Say Jesus's. There we go. Name, and he will be there. Now, for me, how I know he's there is because a couple things. One, I've always believed in angels, in God, and in Jesus. I believe there's both a heaven and a hell, and I believe that we are all meant to be here on this earth for a reason. We all have a purpose. And I finally realized my purpose when I started working with Carrie, which is my therapist. I have a couple purposes. But the main one that I want to tell you guys is being a lovely, wholehearted person. And that doesn't mean just being a good friend or being a good daughter or being a good sister or being a good advocate or being a good partner or anything else. But it also means that you are willing to help anyone with anything at any given time. Even if it was like at 3 a.m. and you were super, super tired because you woke up and you got a call or a text or an email or a FaceTime or an Instagram DM or a Messenger message or a WhatsApp message or anything else for that matter. That's who I am. If I hear my phone go off, now there's sometimes I don't because I have my phone in do not disturb and focus mode. But if there were any times that I heard my phone go off and my family members or my friends needed me, or my other half for that matter, but if anyone needed me, I'd be there in a heartbeat. If someone told me, hey, I need you to come to, here, I need a hug, I need some advice, I need to go get a coffee or a cocktail or go out to a club and dance my butt off and drink my butt off, then I would do that. I would. Now I would be super tired and I would probably be a little grumpy because I'm not really a morning person. But, I would do that. I would do anything for the people I care about and love because that's what you do. That is just what you do for your homies. And for your family. And for anyone else, for that matter. So my point is, Jesus is always looking down on you. God is always looking down on you. And the angels are looking down on you. They always will protect you no matter what. They will always love you even if you make mistakes, no matter what. They will care about you and cherish you like a piece of gold, no matter what. I am telling you from going through so much BS, you are meant to be here. You are meant to be here. And I know someone out there, whether it's one of you guys who's subscribed or anyone else for that matter, they could be going through a lot. But I know God and Jesus always guides us through the hardest times. I know it. I don't think it, I know it. And, he died on the cross for all of our sins, to protect us and to be there for us and to guide us through good times, bad times, ups and downs, twists and turns. Our good days, our bad days, everything. So, my point is, do not give up. If you give up, do you know what that means? You're a quitter. The people I care about and love the most don't give up. They don't give up. So yeah, you may be going through some stuff, but if you are, go to therapy. There's a lot of therapists nowadays who do Zoom calls or just regular phone calls. You don't have to go into the office. And there's all different types of therapy. Now, I don't know the different types because I'm not really good with that kind of stuff. But I do know that there are different types of therapy. And Shauna, I don't mean to butt drop you in this video, but I gotta mention something for the subscribers. So, Shauna, to help with her anxiety, she has a squishy toy. And I know you love that thing, by the way. I know you do. And it really helps her. So, if you guys want to get a squishy toy or, I don't know, a stuffed animal that, has a message from someone you care about, that could really help. Also, if your doctor notices anything, they can put you on the right medication. Now, I don't believe in I don't really believe in getting medicated before going to therapy. But if you have gone to therapy or you're currently in therapy and you feel like it would help you even more, then I would suggest getting it. But if you feel like you don't need it and you just need therapy, that's also a great option. So anyways, that's all I was going to say. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday night, and I'll talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye. Speech off. Stop.